As we're loading up the patient, the police inform me they found another patient, has a bloodied lip, has some dried blood in his hair. It looks like he's been assaulted too.
So we first get to this gentleman, we see him through the glass door.
Hello.
When you look at him, his face is sunken, his bones are showing. This gentleman does not look well at all.
What's going on today, sir?
I got pneumonia.
Okay.
Can't breathe that good.
Okay, why don't you grab a seat and I'll grab a quick listen to you.
The patient tells us that he's recently had a pneumonia, but the pneumonia is clearly holding on tight.
I'm just gonna lift up your shirt. How long have you had pneumonia?
The amount of difficulty that our patient's having communicating is really signifying how short a breath he really is.
I don't hear any congestion or wheezing at all. He's got a saturation of 75.
We get a glimpse at his oxygen saturation at 75%. It should be around 95%.
I've got that at 6, and I'm just gonna vent that.
Breathe. Because of the difficulty with the patient's speech, breathe again. It's hard for us to assess the current history of the patient. Did you say you're missing a lung? What?
Part of it.
He tells us that he's a long-time smoker and that he's had part of his lung removed. You couple this with the pneumonia, and no wonder he's having such a hard time breathing.
Okay, let's get you outside.
Still got to do a lot of investigating with this gentleman. It's really difficult to get a history from him because he's having so much trouble speaking in between breaths. Lung sounds are a little bit better now after a neb. No wheezing that we can really hear. He's still quite quiet throughout, but he's really working hard to breathe. We've given him some more medicine and we're going to see how he does. More testing at the hospital once we get there.
With any stabbing, we always assume that the patient has an internal injury and that bleeding is a potential. Is he bleeding pretty heavy duty?
Just gonna get your jacket off here, okay? We want to take a real quick look at you. We want to make sure there's no other injuries, okay?
Okay, there's just one stab.
Okay, how's your head feel?
Feels right, but my neck feels
Okay, jaw, nothing hurts there? Do you know what happened? Can you tell me?
I think it was gang related, but I dropped my gang stuff, so.
Okay.
Sounds like this gentleman was involved in an altercation. Sounds like it could be possibly gang related.
Sometimes if a patient has one prominent injury, I'm gonna open up here and take a look at your chest. They're distracted from any other injuries that they may have. No holes in your chest?
No.
Pain in your stomach anywhere?
Just the one stab.
Okay, no, nothing in the back. I gotta check everything, okay? Stab wounds are very hard to assess. We have no idea how deep it goes. It could have nicked an artery, or it could have hit his spinal cord. Nothing in the back anywhere, Brett. I'm gonna steal those tubes there for a sec. Have a listen to them. Take a big breath. Nice and clear all around ×4. Do you have any numbness, tingling in your fingers?
Absolutely. Well, bring me the light. Bring me your light. You got a light too.
Yeah, I got a light right here. Let's have a look.
Put it on.
Yeah.
Hang on a second.
Could be.
Okay, does that hurt right there?
Yeah, if you
I don't know how deep it is, and it's right on his C-spine.
Yeah.
Seeing the location of this stab wound, I'm surprised this guy's standing. If it's right on his spine, he should be dead or paralyzed.
It looks to be C3-4 area.
when I look up, it hurts.
Don't look up, okay?
We're taking every precaution, okay? It's very important that he stay as still as possible.
Hi, this is Mike. I'm a paramedic with MD Ambulance. Just letting you guys know, we are on scene right now with a 24-year-old with a stab wound at the back of his neck. It looks to be about 1.5 to 2 inches wide, but it's right on his C-spine.
Okay, so this is just a reminder for you to keep your head nice and still, okay?
Just sit right back. Just sit back. Try to keep your head still. We're gonna turn you, and we're gonna lay you flat on the side.
I got you.
Here, bring your arms into your belly.
We got you.
They're just gonna spin you on Mike's kill.
Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Good man. Just like that. You okay? We're gonna take you to the university hospital, okay? And they're gonna go over everything that's occurred. We're not asking for names, they're just asking for what happened and why, the reason for the stabbing and how it occurred.
I kicked him in the leg and then I grabbed him.
Yeah.
And then I think he tried to grab me and then I felt a really weird feeling in my neck and I knew right then and there that he stabbed me.
Given what happened to him, the fact that he is still standing and breathing shows an immense amount of luck.
I wonder how fast he was going.
They're going pretty fast. Usually if they hit the wall, it's on a corner.
20-year-old male.
Yeah.
Who was driving, crashed into the wall about 100, 115 kilometers an hour.
Okay.
Was knocked out for about 2 to 3 minutes. Regain consciousness is still pretty confused. He keeps asking the same questions over and over again.
Where are we going?
We're going to the University Hospital.
Good job.
Kenny lost control on corner number 2. As he was coming to corner 3, he tried to correct, and he got tapped, and he completely spun around and hit the wall.
So we were told our patient was driving 100 miles an hour. He was knocked out for about 2 to 3 minutes, regained consciousness, but still very confused.
Is it okay? Can we just take this racing suit right off? Might as well keep it if it's expensive.
We don't want anybody cutting it. So.
Yeah.
And I want to check the back before.
At first, Kenny doesn't really seem bothered by any injuries.
All right, Kenny.
Yeah, I felt that already, yes.
And then just lay straight back, okay?
Make sure you load up that car.
They'll take care of your car, Kenny. You okay there, Kenny?
Kenny appears outwardly okay. You're gonna feel the bed go up, okay? But because he hit the wall at such a great speed, we have a high suspicion that there could be internal injuries.
Where are we going?
We're going to the University Hospital. We're gonna have to watch them, those washboards.
Are there airbags in these cars?
There could be a lot of potential injuries. He could have bleeding in his brain, he could have a bruised heart or lungs, he could have bleeding in his spleen or his liver.
What's the last thing you remember?
Come on. That's sad. Honestly, I don't know.
You remember starting the race?
Oh yeah, I remember starting the race. I remember racing hard.
36.9. Okay. And then do you remember crashing?
Did I crash?
Okay, so that you don't remember, hey?
All right, ready to roll?
Yeah.
Where are we going?
We're going to the University Hospital.
The patient keeps repeating his questions over and over. Where are we going? What happened?
Do you remember why we're going to the hospital?
I don't know. That's pretty bad.
You hit the wall, okay?
Did I?
Yeah, you were out for a little bit.
I don't remember.
That's okay. That's okay.
It's pretty obvious that he has a concussion at this
You're
point.
gonna be okay, Kenny, okay? We have a collar around your neck for precaution, okay?
A big accident like this can cause an adrenaline rush and an outpour of emotion.
Try not to move your head, okay? I know.
We're taking Kenny to the hospital. They're gonna give him a CAT scan, X-ray, ultrasound, and we hope that he's okay.
Dispatch information tells us to respond to echo. Echo is our highest response priority. It means there's an immediate life threat.
One victim in there. We got another one going down over here.
What's going on?
Narcotic overdose.
Is the patient alive or
Just a
what?
little bit. Looks like it.
Narcan was given.
It was?
Yeah.
Okay, Brett, we got another one right here. I'll work with this one and Mike. On the other side of the ambulance, there's a patient who's fading in and out of consciousness.
Yeah, just grab your bread.
Is she breathing on her own?
She was trying.
Gasping.
I'm in the back of the ambulance assisting another paramedic. The patient's overdosing, and one of the side effects of an overdose is that you go into respiratory arrest.
Okay, I'll grab my bed, Mike. Mike gives her a painful stimuli to try and wake her up, but he has minimal response from her. Rob, we got 2 narcotic overdoses, one in the back with Otto in 89, and we got another one right here.
There you go.
She's got a
Base to 1990, 1652.
Come on, my girl. Tell us what you took.
1990, I'm not sure if you're already aware, but the northbound.
I'm drawing up the Narcan that's necessary to reverse the effects of the narcotic.
Well, when we got here, the one girl, the first one, was laying there. We occasionally hear her gasping. Her face is totally blue. She's not breathing.
We believe our patient's overdosed on an opiate. This is shutting down her breathing. We need to get this patient loaded on our stretcher and into our ambulance as soon as possible.
You guys ready?
10-475, we got 3 patients.
Bloody scary, eh?
Can you wake up for me?
The story is that they were doing stuff other places, mixing their drugs up, and then they came here.
So these patients met a guy just outside of the store with a white powder crushed up in his hand. He offered it to them. They decided to snort it out of his hand, even though they didn't know what it was.
They're calling it purple heroin.
This night on this call is the first time I've ever heard of purple heroin.
So some heroin.
Hey, I squeeze her pressure point and wake her up briefly. Hey, talk to me, please. What did you take today?
1652.
Talk to me here, ma'am.
Was it a pill or did you inject?
She passes right back out.
Open your eyes.
Just don't take those drugs anymore. Our patient's stable, she's breathing, and she needs to be seen in hospital. Next time you won't be breathing.
Stats are like 50 right now.
Initially, she was responding to pain. She's not responding to pain anymore. Our patient's breathing right now, but she's fading more and more away. We need to get some Narcan in her. Yeah, we're getting deeper and deeper, Mike.
What's... But he's alive? Did he get Narcan too? In this case, we have really bad drugs in town, purple heroin. It's lethal, it's on the street. And obviously these people got into something they weren't aware of what they were doing.
We arrive on scene and the assailant is gone.
What happened? Can you tell us from the start?
Well, she went ballistic on me.
Okay. She has a scratch.
Is this an old stab wound here?
Yeah, she stabbed me before.
I can see a scar on the patient's back right next to her spine from a previous attack.
So let's just recap from the start. You were sleeping and your daughter attacked you?
Yeah.
Okay, and she attacked you with a knife? Did you get punched or anything in the face? Yeah, uh-huh. Were you knocked unconscious by the punches?
Well, I tried to fight back.
Okay.
The injury to the patient's back doesn't appear serious, but she has been assaulted and punched in the head numerous times.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
I want her arrested.
That's a police thing. Do you want to come to the hospital with us?
No, I don't want to have to.
Actually, wanted to.
So the call came in a 911 priority 1 coding, which means there is a violent crime in progress. The complainant is the mother of an adult female who assaulted her mom by stabbing her in the back with a knife. That was the information that we had. We'll fan out from here and look for our suspect. She wasn't at scene when we arrived.
It sounds like this mother-daughter relationship, there's been a few issues that have been going on here, and she's been stabbed in the past, assaulted tonight. It sounds like they have a few things to work out.
My mom would lay the boots to me if I ever tried to step out of line like that.
Get the wooden spoon.
Oh, yeah.
We pull up on scene and see a female curled up in the entrance of a building.
What's going on today? How come we're laying in the entryway here? It's a nice radio. Are you sick?
Yeah.
Any drugs or alcohol this evening? Have you done both or one or the other?
Yeah.
Yeah? How much have you been drinking? And what about drugs? What have you been taking? Ecstasy?
How long ago did you take it? Like an hour ago. Can you take me to the hospital?
Yeah.
Absolutely, we can. Yeah.
I just want to check your eyes first, okay? So look right at my nose. I'm going to shine a light in them just like this, okay? And on this side. Good.
You have a place to stay, right?
No, I don't.
Do you know her?
Yes.
In the middle of my assessment, there's just an unknown male who shows up beside me. How do you know her?
I don't know, but she knows.
It's becoming obvious to me, this man does not know our patient. Where do you live right now?
Nowhere.
Oh, so you're homeless?
Yeah.
I live right here. She can lay down. She'll be fine.
Why don't we take you in the ambulance and check you out a little bit closer before we decide to leave you on the street? Even though there's nothing medically concerning at this time, it's important that we don't leave this woman in a state that she's not safe in. Why don't you sit up and we'll...
Do you know her, sir?
Pass me your hand.
When it comes to the homeless people, everybody knows everybody. She's a very familiar face in that respect, right?
What else have you done tonight except for ecstasy?
Anytime that, you're walking down the streets and you see somebody curled up in a doorway, I think it's almost your responsibility as a citizen to make sure that individual is okay. And if they're not, obviously to alert 911 and get them some help.
Oh, we'll just take you in the ambulance. We'll just check you out in the ambulance. Who are you? You're nobody to her.
Who are you to her, sir?
The only goddamn person in this whole crowd that gives a... I know her. She's a familiar face. Is anybody gonna take responsibility for her well-being after they make sure she's okay at the hospital? Who's gonna? Are you? Yeah, I'm sure we'll both survive it. No thanks to any goddamn help from you.
He's short of breath, he's got chest pain. I'm thinking he's gonna be sick. Time is of the essence.
Hey, this is Darren, he's 57, he's got 8 out of 10 chest pain.
Okay.
Easy at 8 liters a minute.
The firefighters have put the patient on oxygen until we could get there to give him medication. Point to me where your chest pain is on your chest. On the left side there. You're short of breath as well? Okay. I'm gonna take a listen to your lungs again and just see. Take some breaths for me while I listen.
He's 88.
In a normal patient, we want to see oxygen saturations of 95 to 100%. This patient was 88% on oxygen. He's not moving a lot of air. He's silent in the basis. I don't hear a lot of movement, and then he's got an expiratory wheeze on the upper, I heard. We're gonna give you a nebulizer, okay? We're just getting it set up. We need to give this patient a nebulizer of Ventolin and Atrovent to open up his airway. Do you have any other medical conditions other than the COPD?
Lost a lot of weight in the last. How come? I don't know.
Have you been throwing up?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Usually no. I need more
Okay, it's coming. It's going into you right now.
Focus on your breathing for it.
I couldn't imagine feeling the way this patient feels. You're starving for oxygen, but you can't get any.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna stand you up and we're gonna put a seat underneath your bum. You know, this guy actually can't catch his breath. So the anxiety comes with it because he's like, you're panicking. Maybe more of a COPD exacerbation than a chest pain, but picture if you were drowning. You know, like the first thing you do is like, you panic and you try to get to the surface, and then you end up using more oxygen.
I can't breathe though.
There's a sense of fear within him. It's compounding our situation.
I don't want that one.
We have another mask coming here for you.
Listen to me, okay? We're gonna try this mask. He's not responding to the nebulizer, so we need to try something else. It's a big mask that goes on your face.
CPAP provides continuous positive pressure within the airways, which helps keep the lungs open and alleviates shortness of breath.
We're gonna put this mask on your face, and it's got a very high level of oxygen, and it pushes it in your lungs, okay? Big breaths.
Yeah.
Patients are usually quite fearful of the CPAP mask. You're already short of breath, plus the feeling of claustrophobia. You don't want that big mask on your face. Does it feel better? Yeah?
I guess you can't breathe. That's a reason to be anxious.
We're definitely seeing an improvement in our patient. Our treatment is helping him. His anxiety is decreasing.
So let's see.
How is your chest pain now? That you've relaxed a little. So our sats are 99. His work of breathing is decreasing and becoming much easier. That mask is really helping, hey? Yeah, good. I'm glad we tried it.
When you see this patient take a sigh of relief, you can take a sigh of relief. You know, you finally found a treatment plan that has helped this patient.
My initial impression is the porch is barricaded. Hey! There's dogs barking, some guy's yelling.
You want to phone the police here? We're having a situation. We've got backup.
You need the police?
Yes.
There's two people arguing on the front step.
For trouble like you. I don't care.
These are potential scene safety issues.
75 to base. The residents here are requesting code 8, please.
We've got a guy in distress up here, okay?
I know.
He's trying to have a drunken party.
There's some issues happening here. We're in for a doozy.
Hey!
So as we walked in the room, we found the patient slouched over his bed.
Check up on him. I've known him for a long time. He's just let himself go too often here.
With what, sir?
Diabetes.
He has
the dextrose. Watch, because there's cockroaches. Watch.
You got some cockroaches?
There.
Yeah. A couple mouse traps, so watch out for those. The patient's friend, he called 911, and he gave us a good background of what was happening. Any drug use right now?
Yes, he's an addict. I don't know if he's done anything in the last...
What kind of addict, sir?
Meth, hydromorphine, and a lot of that. I found a rig, and I don't know.
Sorry, where's the rig?
Does he have Hep C or HIV?
HIV.
The friend tells us this guy has AIDS, he's an IV drug user, and there's dirty needles around the room. We need to make sure we're being safe.
Just keep a heads up for that stuff, yeah. We're gonna check your blood sugar. For any diabetic call, the first thing we want to do is check their blood sugar.
So you've seen him like this before?
I can tell when he's starting to sweat.
2.0. We need to start an IV and give you some medicine, okay? His condition is easy to assess. He needs sugar or he will eventually die.
We got it. Hey, we can let go of your plums. So this guy could go into a diabetic coma, seize. Here, hold on, man. Who knows what could have happened?
You know, to see him go like that, he's just kind of giving up, but it's gonna happen again, probably tomorrow again, or the next day, within a week.
Hold on, bro. Just checking your blood sugar, okay? You went low.
So once the patient regains consciousness, he's quite upset that we're there.
Did somebody call you guys?
Yeah, your buddy here did.
Yeah.
And he doesn't quite realize the magnitude of what just happened.
You were low, man. You needed it. The dextrose worked. This patient is now more alert. But now we have to get him to eat some food.
Can you do us a favor? Can you go make like a sandwich or something?
Yeah. This patient is a poorly controlled diabetic, and he's lucky to have this friend looking out for him. Do you know what day it is today?
Probably Saturday.
It's Monday. How old are you? How long have you been an IV drug user for?
Yeah, pretty well been using since I've been 18. About.
How did you start?
Needle.
This guy's been suffering from addiction his whole life. He's been shooting IV drugs since he's been 17. He's 61. I'll take that.
Sit up there, boss.
Right on. And it's tough to see people at that low point in their lives. That'll get your sugars up.
I got some water in that bottle.
Yeah? In this bottle here? This stuff? Yeah?
There's an orange pop bottle on the floor, and the patient wants to drink it.
You want to drink that?
But it looks like a urine bottle.
Okay.
Dan, give it a sniff.
Luckily, it was just water. You just told me to sniff it, and I listened to you. I'm not sure why. God.
What's with his right foot, Dane? Like, is that...
Oh, great, yeah. I don't know.
Is that from your diabetes? So how do you control your diabetes?
I take cocaine, I take down, I take speed, whatever I can afford.
This guy's not too concerned with his health. He's a ticking time bomb.
That's what I mean. Like, maybe we should go speak with a doctor so they can...
I don't need to go.
So you're not gonna come with us to the hospital, eh? No matter what we say, I'm sure?
That's right.
All right.
He's given up. But in the end, there's still a person who's struggling with addiction, and it's tough to see.
Do you know what happened?
No.
Let's see this. Yeah?
Okay.
Some momentum. I see the patient has a puncture wound to his upper left abdominal quadrant, and my immediate concern is for the underlying organs. So spleen is the concern. Yeah, we're gonna cut that off. Just because we've identified the one puncture wound doesn't mean there aren't more injuries. So it's important to cut off his shirt and visualize everything. Let me look at your back. Do you have pain here? Can you stand up?
The reason that we need to get him going so quickly is because we don't know how bad he's bleeding internally. 1, 2, 3, up.
It's okay. Let's go. Yeah, we'll get your shirt. You got a hole by your spleen. We need to go. We don't need the shirt. We don't need the shoes. We need to go. I'll do everything on the way. I'll get you some vitals here quickly. And
Level 1, I guess, eh?
As we're loading up the patient, the police inform me they found another patient hiding in one of the bedrooms.
These guys are leaving, but I can come and check them out.
where did this happen?
Blocks down.
What kind of knife?
What's that, blood? Hey, bud, roll over so I can check you out.
I gotta make sure you got no holes in your legs. Yeah. If you bleed to death, you won't need pants.
Okay, look up.
The patient I have has a bloodied lip, has some dried blood in his hair. It looks like he's been assaulted too.
There's an organ underneath there. It's called your spleen. And that thing's got a lot of blood in it, and if it gets lacerated from a knife, it bleeds lots.
Just gonna check his neck here.
I don't know if it's been lacerated, but we're gonna prepare like it has been.
Could I get another transport unit to this location?
If you can pick a spot to get stabbed, that's not the place. The patient is stable right now, but I don't know what the outcome is gonna be in 5 minutes or 10 minutes or an hour from now.
Pulling in.
Was there a verbal altercation, or he just kind of walked up to you and stabbed you?
That's me. He hit me, then I punched him 2 times, and that's when I looked at my stomach started hurting.
A different angle, maybe a little bit longer time between the injury and the time we got there. Outcome could have been quite a bit different. He easily could have died from an injury like this.